Hi, y'all. It's Tracy, Trials of a Long Haired Girl. I apologize for my messy office, but yeah, I need to organize. See these right here? Well, right there. That's all my exercise videos that I need to use more often. Although on my day off today, I actually used a 3 mile walk. I did a 3 mile slim and sleek with Leslie Sansone, which was fun. It's been a long time since I've done that one. Um, so yeah, we're gonna actually do two things in this video. I am going to do, um, sorry, I gotta get comfortable. I'm gonna be here for a minute. Um, I'm going to do my meal plan, which ironically enough, since I wrote it out and posted it on my blog, it's gonna change a little bit. So yeah, there's that. Okay. So for breakfast is um I'm going to today while I am off work, I'm going to make some waffle sticks. I'm also going to make an egg bake, probably mostly for me, my son Jared, and my husband. My daughter has decided she doesn't like eggs. No idea why, but yeah. Anyway, um, okay, so for lunches today, I'm going to try to prepare some rolled tacos with beans and cheese, um, for my daughter, mostly for lunch. And then for my husband, my son, and myself, I'm going to fix a cheeseburger and tot casserole. And then I'm going to do some pinto beans and a variation of my mom's special cornbread. What makes my mom's cornbread so special, you ask? Well, let me tell you. My mother created this recipe years ago. I'm certain that she took it from something else that she seen and fixed it so that it would be something that we would eat as a family. She submitted this recipe years ago. I think I've mentioned this before, but she submitted this for my school when they were doing a fundraiser. They were creating a recipe book, and she called it Hungry Man Cornbread, and it works. It's kind of like if you've ever had Mexican cornbread. It's kind of like that, but not really, if that makes sense. Um, when my mother used to make it, she would buy 2 packages of cornbread, and she would make cornbread. She would mix it up. She'd pour it in the bottom of a pan, and then she would take browned hamburger meat that she browned with um, onions and seasonings, and she would put that in the center, and she would top it with American cheese. And then she would fix the other thing of cornbread, and she would put that over the top as well, and cook it. And it was amazing. And to this day, even though I don't do it exactly the same as she does, it makes me very happy. I mean, it really does. Um, so yeah. So I'm gonna make that one night this week, or one day this week, probably today. And I think I'm gonna do it in my brownie pan, so it's already pre-portioned. We can have individual little pieces of cornbread with our pinto beans for lunch this week. I'm appreciating that the cooler weather has arrived, but I wish it would stay cooler longer. And I know that my friend Amy is going to not be happy with me saying that because she doesn't like the cooler weather, but there you go. Yeah. Other than that, did I say I was going to do the cheeseburger and tot casserole? I'm going to do a cheeseburger and tot casserole. And then the pinto beans and my mom's special cornbread. That's going to be for lunches this week. Then for dinners, I'm going to kind of keep it easy this week. Tonight we're going to have lima beans and cornbread. Why? Because I love lima beans and cornbread. So, and I'm the one picking the meals. So there you go. I'm also going to do bean burritos. Probably going to do that on Wednesday so that, because I know it's quick and I can put it together easily before we have to go to church. I am also thinking that I'm going to do the lentil soup that I wound up not making last week. The tortilla lentil soup, I think is what it was called. I think I'm going to make that. If not, I may do the pasta e fagioli soup again, the vegetarian one, because it was really good and it was eaten. Also planning on spaghetti, salad, and garlic bread. I may just throw together some drop biscuits and, make like a garlic cheese biscuit, kind of like they have at Red Lobster, but not exactly, because we're going to be having that in a couple weeks. Burgers and fries probably one day this week, so I'm going to need to get some hamburger buns. Or, we could have tater tots. I found a brand that my daughter actually likes, so that's a possibility. And then we're also going to have some fish, and I found a recipe for a riced cauliflower risotto that I really want to try. It looks like it's relatively easy. It's using the frozen riced cauliflower, but you use a wedge of the garlic and herb laughing cow cheese, so it should be relatively easy. So yeah, and we're probably going to have another vegetable with that, maybe broccoli or something. But I think one of the things that's going to change this week, I had my husband fix rice last week in the rice cooker, because I completely forgot that we were going to have to be, we were not going to be here really for dinner on Friday night. I thought we might be, but it turned out that we had to be at church earlier than anticipated, because we had an event all weekend called Celebrate Life at my church, which was very exciting and a lot of fun. We had some people come in and speak, and it was a good time. It was a good time. If you are in the area, and by the area I mean the Dallas-Fort Worth area, kind of in the Allen vicinity, we would love for you to come and be our guest at church. It's called Allen Life Chapel. Okay, now for the second part of this video. I was tagged by my wonderful friend Lisa at From Dumpy to Diva to do the getting to know you questions. I know that Robbie at Freaky Fit Wolf had done it, and he tagged her. And I was actually pondering doing this myself, even though he hadn't tagged me, and then she tagged me, so now I'm doing it. Yes, I know. My face is a little red. I got a little sunburned. Okay, so on to the questions. What does my name mean? Well, ironically enough, I know that my mother and I probably discussed this years ago, but I had to look it up. Thank you, Google. According to Google, my name is originally a British personal name that refers to the family name of de Tracy, or de Tracy, which Trasci, from Tracy Bocage, I'm probably butchering that, in Normandy, France. The name is taken from the Irish word meaning Trisach, meaning warlike or fighter. So, yeah, that must be why I don't give up easy. So, there you go. Now you know that. Question number 2, where am I from? I am from Richardson, Texas, which, if you don't know, it's a suburb of Dallas. Did not move here until right around the time I married my husband. Yeah. So where was I born? I was born in Denison, Texas, home of Dwight D. Eisenhower, in case you are unaware, on Lake Texoma. I spent a lot of time at that lake growing up, or at the Denison Dam, or at Carpenter's Bluff, or, yeah, I know we all have those favorite places. What would your parents have named you if you were a different gender? You know what? Honestly, I got nothing. I don't think my mother and I ever had that conversation. We talked about many, many things, but I don't think that was one of them. my biggest accomplishment. I raised a child. Actually, I've raised two, but one specifically from birth to almost 29 years old. So that's a big accomplishment. Um, Other than that, quite honestly, I think I would have to say my education. Um, I, much like my name says, I'm a fighter. When I'm determined to do something, and I'm a bit stubborn, but when I'm determined to do something, I find a way to make it happen. Um, this part I'm a little fuzzy on, to be honest. I don't really remember if I quit my job or if I lost my job. I think I had quit my job because I figured out that there was no way that I was going to be able to support myself and my son on what I was making. Um, because at that point I was working as a security guard. Um, so I knew that the state of Texas had a program going on, and at that point, because I was low income, um, and I'm very proud of that fact, um, I managed to go back to school. The state paid for my education, but I finished my degree in a year and a half. And by my degree, I mean my associate's degree. I have an associate's degree in legal assisting. But I took my remedial classes that I needed to take because it'd been a hot minute since I've been in school, like 5 years. So I had to take some remedial classes to get kind of back where I needed to be because it had been a while. But I finished like the classes that I needed for my degree for legal assisting. I took and finished and actually got some extra classes in there. So, because my original plan was to move on to a 4-year degree, but alas, that did not happen. So yeah, I think that's a big accomplishment, and I didn't realize how big because at that point I couldn't get outside of my own comfort zone, or I really didn't feel like I could. My person at the Department of Human Services wanted me to speak to other women who were in the program in the low income, similar situation as me, who were making excuses. She wanted me to go and to talk to them because she felt like I would be an inspiration to them, and I could not get past my fear of talking in front of other people. Which is ironic because, yes, I did take a speech class and I had to make speeches. Yeah. My eye color is technically brown, but it's a little weird, I guess. I have gold flecks and I have like a ring of green. I don't really think you can say that's a different color, but the base color of my eyes, the color on my driver's license, the color that I put down for everything, my eyes are brown. Favorite candle scent. I don't do a lot of candles, and I'll be real honest. I know people love Bath and Body Works for their candles. I can't do it. I have allergies, and for those of you who suffer, please know I understand. But I have allergies. I have bad allergies. I take shots every week. My allergies are so bad. But I am sensitive to perfumes and things like that, so it makes me sniffly, sneezy, coughy, achy, all of those things that used to be in the NyQuil the commercial. Yeah, that I get that. So I don't really do a lot of that. Some of my favorite scents, though, that I was using in my Scentsy when I was using it all the time, the baking scents. I like the blueberry muffin. And something that a Scentsy salesperson told me several years ago, that if a scent was too strong, to add a little of the vanilla to it, and it would kind of tone down the scent, but I would still, the major scent that I would get would still be the scent that I was hoping for. So In my case, if it was the blueberry muffin, I would still get the blueberry muffin scent, but it wouldn't be overwhelmingly strong. Okay, can I cook? Yes, I can. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy baking more, but I do enjoy cooking. And I like being creative in the kitchen. I've come up with a few recipes that make, that at one time made my family happy. I don't think it would make my daughter happy right now because a lot of them are meat-based. But there you go. Then there is also, let's see, hold on. I had a thing go up. I have to go. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I had to go turn my lima beans that we're having tonight for dinner. I had to turn my crock pot from high to low so that it can finish cooking. Okay, what's good about my life right now? There are lots of things good about my life right now. But you know what? I think the biggest thing that I can think of right now is I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm trying some new things. Honestly, the fact that I created I won't really say that it's, purely a floral decoration, although generally speaking it is. But I threw the scarecrows in there, and there was a time in my life that I would not have done that. And I will try to remember to insert a picture here. But I feel like that is something that I'm trying to do aside from the YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is also getting me outside my comfort zone. And I have to say that Robbie at Freaky Fit Wolf, that he was absolutely correct. It's definitely holding me to a different standard. What is my sign? I am an Aries. My mother, my oldest son, they were both Scorpio. So there was a lot of headbutting going on. The fact that I'm stubborn and they're stubborn, and yeah. So, okay, what scares you about aging? That one's a little harder to answer because, there was a time that I would have thought it's the pain. It's the pain that, your body goes through. Because I remember my grandmother, my nanny, she had a difficult time as she got older. She trusted a chiropractor like a lot, to the point that my mother did as well. My mother had never gone to a doctor other than a chiropractor until she was pregnant with me. So, they went for everything. And for those of you who don't believe in the chiropractor, you know what? I'm sorry. Don't message me. Don't tell me how wrong I am. Don't, because you're not going to change my mind on that. You're not. I know how I feel when I'm out of whack. I went for a chiropractic adjustment on Friday. I know not all chiropractors are created equal, but I love my chiropractor. But I think that's one of the biggest things because my grandmother had a degeneration of the, and so towards the end of her life, it hurt her to move too much because she was bone on bone. Her spine was bone on bone. And that was hard. That was hard to watch. But she didn't give up and just lay down and die. My grandmother was fearless. She was tough. At least that's how I saw her in my mind. I'm certain that there were things that she was afraid of or didn't want to do. But I think that's probably the biggest thing that scares me is the pain that I can expect from my body. Because, I mean, I'm already feeling it now. And if it's anything close to what I'm going to feel then, that I may be bone on bone or develop osteoporosis or things like that, that kind of scares me, because I know, for those of you who don't know, I have told a few people, my son actually has degenerative disc disease, and he was told in his early 20s that he had the back of a 60 some odd year old. So, that kind of scares me. I've never had anything done other than chiropractic. I've never had to have, I've never had to really have x-rays of my back, or to have, I've had some x-rays, but I've never had to have anything specific. I've never had to have a specific surgery on my back or anything, and my son has already had to do that at his young age. What's your favorite holiday? Hands down, it's Christmas. It's Christmas. My mother loved Christmas. My mother made Christmas special. My mother was amazing. She had a gift, and I don't think I fully appreciated it until I was older. She would pay attention to the things that people said during the year, including me, my son, my husband. She would pay attention to the things that we were interested in, and she would search for just the right gift. And while I'm not perfect at it by any means of the imagination, I try to do the same thing. I try to find things that I know that people are interested in, and I try to get creative with their gifts. That it would be something that they would want and appreciate. I tend to go with themes. A few years ago, I did, because my father-in-law is taking photography classes, so I did a whole camera themed thing for him. I got him a coffee, or a hot drink mug. I think it was technically referred to as a coffee mug, but he doesn't drink coffee a lot like that. But I'm sure it would also work for his water. But it looks like a camera lens. It looks like a camera lens. I got him a USB drive that's, looks like a camera. I got my brother-in-law some, things for his football team that he supports. I've gotten for my son, I've gotten him Nightmare Before Christmas things, or Doctor Who things, or a combination of both. It just kind of depends on. I've also gotten him Harry Potter. It just, But I enjoy seeing their faces. I think I enjoy feeling like I have done something right, that I've listened well, so that makes me happy. My guilty pleasure. While I try not to make anything off limits, and I try to really do everything in moderation, my guilty pleasure is probably fudge grahams. But the problem is, fudge grahams or the EL fudge cookies, cannot have them in the house. I will binge every time, and it's like uncontrollable. They call my name. It's bad. It goes really bad. Current show that I binge watch. What have I been binge watching lately? I was doing Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman for a while, but I've kind of gotten to a point that I can't watch that anymore. I just finished watching Brokenwood. I think it's on Acorn on Prime TV, or on Amazon Prime, video. Um, that was pretty good. I finished all 5 seasons of that. I'm watching something else right now, but I can't remember what it is. So clearly not super important. Oh, The Good Witch. I'm watching The Good Witch on Netflix. Started with season 1, and I'm kind of going back through. I try to do that periodically. And I love that show. It makes me happy. Yes, I am a kid at heart. I won't lie. What item can you not leave the house without? My wedding ring. My phone. Which I say that, my wedding ring. It's kind of funny. I went out of the house Wednesday night and I had forgotten to put my wedding ring back on, which was very frustrating because then I felt naked all night. But yeah, my phone, I definitely don't leave the house without my phone. Not when my husband and I are going on a morning walk. Don't do it. Just don't do it. And I think I got in that habit when my mother was living with us and she was not well. Yeah, so I typically don't go anywhere without my phone. Are you a morning person or a night owl? Well, let's be honest. Anybody who knows me and knows me well knows the answer to this question. Your girl is a morning person. I have always been a morning person. And I know this video is going to be super long and, sorry, it's long. But this is a fun story that I remember my mother telling all the time. And, as this is a getting to know me tag, I feel like, I should add it in here. My mother used to wake up in the wee hours of the morning to a teeny tiny me patting her on her face. Mommy, 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 tasty hungry. And she would have to get up and feed me. Now, please understand when I tell you I was little bitty, I was still in a crib. They still don't know how I got out. My husband accuses me of having monkey toes, and maybe that was it. Maybe I used my monkey toes and I climbed out. I don't know. But yeah, like as soon as I was able to climb on the cabinets, Mama taught me how to. She would pull the drawers out for me, so I would use it as like a step stool, or stairs. And she taught me how to get up there and get a plastic bowl and a spoon and get the cereal and fix my own breakfast. So I learned how to fix a bowl of cereal. She would put me a small cup of milk in the refrigerator, and favorite genre of movies. It's hard to limit it to one. There was a period of time that I would have said I love a rom-com, and while I still do occasionally love a romantic comedy, You've Got Mail is truly one of my favorite movies. But I don't know. I think I prefer movies with a happy ending, but I will watch a sci-fi movie. My husband's on a Godzilla kick right now, so I'll sit down and watch that with him sometimes. What I refer to as kick 'em up movies, where it's it's a kung fu movie or something like that. I enjoy those. I know I'm weird. It's okay. I accept it. What is the last thing that you bought? Well, if we talk about going to the grocery store yesterday, the last thing I bought was groceries, and I didn't even finish because we were exhausted. Like when I say we had stuff going on at church, pretty much all weekend. We had service on Friday night. We had service on Saturday morning. Well, it wasn't a technical service. It was a volunteer meeting where they spoke to us on Saturday morning, and then we had a picnic. So we had a time of fellowship afterwards, and we didn't get home until 5 o'clock. So by the time that we got up and went to church and everything yesterday and got back, we were all, I think everybody at church was just spent. Honestly, I went to bed at like 7:15 last night. 7:15, 7:30. So, yeah. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? You know, honestly, it's kind of hard for me to say right now. I still consider myself an extrovert. But honestly, I am not a huge fan of crowds these days. Like, if there's a crowd around, I'd rather stay home. But if there are people that I know and it's something that I really want to do, I can tolerate it. My husband took me, when they came into town a while back, a few months ago, he took me to see New Kids on the Block. And while it was fun, there were too many people. It made me crazy. But overall, I enjoyed it. But yeah. And I spoke to the people next to me. I am one of those people who I speak. If I see you in the hallway at my office, you know what, I speak. I do. I talk to people. I'll ask them how they're doing. I speak to people in the grocery store. I'm that girl. I'm that girl that makes you crazy. So yeah, there's that. Okay. As for who I want to tag, honestly, I don't know. If you want to do the tag. I'll try to add the questions in the section below my video when I get this posted. But I think most everybody that I would have tagged has been tagged. And I don't want to tag somebody again, especially if they've already been tagged or if they, have already done it. But yeah. So, and for Anita, Chit Chat Patty Whack, I have my water. See, I have my water. After my workout video this morning, I need my water. I really need my water. I need to stay hydrated. Anyway, I hope everybody has a wonderful day and a fantastic week. I haven't decided for sure whether I'm going to do the Taste Bud Adventure challenge thing tomorrow. I had talked to Lisa, and I'm going to try to continue it just because it's getting me to try some new foods, and that's always fun. Yeah, so anyway, have a wonderful day. I'm going into this week feeling positive, even though I had a gain on the official scale yesterday. And I will say, yesterday after church, I ate some more chips. Not good. I know, but it is what it is. But today, everything is on plan. That is my plan. So have a wonderful day and a fantastic week. Thanks so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. I love seeing your comments. Thank you again.